So starting off with our membership announcements. So our new members for July is Wakeisha N, and also we had Taylor H, Ishmael D, and Roberto R complete orientation. If you're a member of Initiate Justice Action and you already taken initial steps and you would like to have an opportunity to complete orientation, just please shoot me an email, and then that way I'll reply back with the link for the next orientation. And as of now, orientations are being held the first Tuesday of the month. So yeah, it's amazing to see folks being fully entrenched in the movement and being a part of what we're doing here at IJ Action. So our July membership donations were $172, which we know will be used to purchase supplies and t-shirts and everything for members, and put on trainings and things like that. So it's amazing that you all have decided to choose membership and contribute in that way. And so here's a brief visual of our membership structure that was put together by our Amazing Communications team. And so on the right side, we have our supportive members, and supportive members complete their application as well as pay membership dues, and they participating in meetings and committees to support whatever they can. On the left, we have our active members, and active members have completed application. They've paid their annual membership dues. They complete new member orientation. They commit to attending monthly meetings, and they sign up for at least one committee, as well as sign our membership pledge. And so, yeah, there's two separate membership structures, and one is for people who have a little bit less capacity to physically participate all the time, and the second is for people who have more capacity and want to be more involved. So important things to remember is that our annual dues there's an option for people who aren't able to contribute financially. Just mark $0 option, and it's based on whatever you want to give, whatever you have capacity to give. And so that brings me to my last point, which is I will be sending out the membership pledge form soon for members who've already completed orientation and who's already members. And for new members going forward, they will complete the pledge in orientation. And so this brings us to our next slide. Becoming a member of IJ Action, you must complete your membership application, pay dues, and attend the general member meetings, which is on the second Tuesday of each month. New member orientation is on the first Tuesday of each month, and that's by invite only. And our committees are separate. So Membership and Outreach Committee meets the third Tuesday of the month, and the other two committees are being determined, but I know that the PAC committee will launch this month, so it's important to know that. So are there any questions about membership, completing the membership application or membership dues from anyone in the audience?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Adriana. I just recently graduated from the LA cohort. Do I still have to sign up to be like a member and to pay dues, or how do I, do I automatically am registered for that? Because I would like to contribute, but I just don't know if I have to go ahead and sign up again.
Okay, yeah, so you're probably, you're speaking about the Los Angeles cohort of the Institute of Impact Leaders from Initiate Justice.
Yes.
Yes, this is so yeah, Initiate Justice is a separate entity. They're a 501c3, our sister organization. We're Initiate Justice Action, a 501c4. So it will be just a simple application, and we'll go from there. It's very quick, and we definitely want members who have graduated from the Institute because you have been trained in organizing, and that's the goal. So definitely, if you send me an email, which
Okay.
my colleague Emiliano will drop we'll drop the link to the member application in the chat here pretty soon. So
thank you. So okay, so thank you for the clarification. So I'll do that.
No problem. And I see what committees are already active. So currently right now we have Membership and Outreach, which is active, meets the third Tuesday of the month. My colleague will also drop that link in the chat pretty soon. And we know that the PAC committee is launching this month, and I'll go over the details of the PAC committee a little bit later on. Were there any other questions? Okay, so move on. So tonight we want to highlight, we have two very special people who was just voted into the Initiate Justice Action Executive Board. And first is Adriana Griffith, who is an amazing person within our community, our abolitionist community. And we're happy that the board has invited her to join the board and accepted her. Also, too, we have Estefany Mendez, who's another pillar within our abolitionist community and has been an amazing person. So Adriana is formerly incarcerated restorative justice program specialist who graduated from Initiate Justice Institute of Impacted Leaders in 2019. She has a background in community organizing and advocates for policy change that centers survivors. She has also testified at the state capitol on behalf of several restorative justice bills. Estefany Mendez graduated from the Initiate Justice Institute of Impacted Leaders in 2021. She is an outspoken advocate for positive change and transformation, and she has been part of many successful political campaigns and continues to use her experience as a system impacted person to educate her community and fight to abolish marginalizations. So we want to take a time to uplift these two wonderful people. And if y'all could drop some love in the chat or some congratulations that we have two pillars on our team, it'd be much appreciated. And I don't know if Adriana or Stephanie wants to say something, y'all can unmute. Yeah. Say something if y'all want.
Hey, putting us on the spot. No, just kidding. I could just say thank you, Jay, for that wonderful, beautiful introduction. But hi, everyone. I can't see everyone because of my view. So let me switch it up for a second so I can see everybody. There y'all are. But like you said, my name is Adriana. I am from Stockton. It's where I currently reside. And like you said, I joined the Institute of Impacted Leaders and Initiate Justice in 2019 and graduated from that and have just been working in the movement and the fight ever since. And so it's such an honor to be a part of Initiate Justice Action in the capacity as a board member. But it's just a title. I think that one of the things that I'm really just proud of when it comes to our community specifically, whether it's Initiate Justice or Initiate Justice Action, it's about all of us. And we fight for us and we're there for each and every one of us. And so even though that might be my official title, board member, but I'm still just one of y'all, community member, abolitionist in the fight, just like each and every one of y'all. So thank you, Jay. Thank you to the rest of the board. And just, yeah, I'm happy to be involved and I can't wait to see the organization grow. Stephanie, I'll pass it to you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie. And just as Adriana said, I will continue just to be, just like you guys, an outside organizer. We are, I'm glad to have that title, but we are just like you guys, and we're no bigger nor less than you guys. We're just regular people who are fighting for everyone because we don't leave anyone behind.
Thanks, Stephanie. Appreciate you. And also too, I want to just take another second to uplift our other board members who are in attendance today. We have Roberto Ramirez. I also seen Amy Smith, and I believe that's it for tonight. So we want to uplift our staff and board, and we thank y'all for lending y'all time, experience, and dedication to the org. And so we want to give y'all flowers and roses today. Appreciate y'all. And I'm gonna start back my screen share real quick. Excuse me. Okay. So yeah, these two wonderful people right here. nice, big, colorful pictures that our communications team put together. So we're gonna jump into our committee updates now that we finished making people blush on screen. And so we have 3 committees here at IJ Action. The first committee, well, not the first committee, but the first committee on the list here is Membership and Outreach Committee, and that's chaired by myself. And the Membership and Outreach Committee is charged with membership recruitment, policy actions, and community engagement like reentry lists, tabling events, voter outreach and registration, and other events which the PAC or board of directors or other committees deem necessary. So like we're like the boots on the ground, we're the recruiters, we're the people out there registering and getting involved physically in the communities. The next community is Communications and Fundraising, which is chaired by my colleague who's here tonight, Emiliano. And Communications and Fundraising handles social media ambassadors and fundraising. Sorry, the next committee is the Political Action, PAC, which is chaired by Taina, and the PAC votes on endorsing candidates and supporting our opposing legislation. So that's a real active committee, and it will be launching this month. So y'all, if you all are members of IJ Action, you received the email from me this week, or last week rather, where I sent you the link to a poll I put together, giving you a chance to vote on membership shirts. So we, here at IJ Action, we're an organization led by people who are directly impacted by incarceration, and we always want to get our membership involved in decisions whenever possible. So our communications team, Emiliano in particular, put together these designs of shirts for our membership shirts. So the winner of this poll will be the official membership shirt for IJ Action. And so with that, these shirts are representative of everything that we stand for, as well as the sweat equity that we put into the org. So on the left, we have a style 1, and on the right, we have style 2. No one knows the results of the poll. The next slide is the results of the winner. So if you want, you can drop in the chat what's your favorite shirt, and we're gonna move on to slide 2 to see the results. My personal favorite was style 1. Style 2 is amazing as well, but it's just my personal favorite. So no pressure, y'all. And so here we go, the results. Boom. So the results are in. Style 1 right here with 11 votes, and style 2 with 12 votes. So style 2 is the winner, y'all. Like I said, they're both amazing shirts, and we appreciate y'all taking the time to vote. For everybody who did vote, and those who didn't, it's fine, we understand, but we always want to give membership an opportunity to express opinions. And these shirts will be synonymous with IJ Action. So we appreciate, the equity that y'all put into taking time to give your time in voting. And so I'm going to be closing the slideshow here pretty soon, but it's just important to remember that IJ Action is all about team, and we're going to need to, share out what y'all experiences and our general meetings. So I'm going to go ahead and stop my share real quick, and we're going to jump into the other portion of our program tonight, which we will be highlighting. We'll be highlighting Estefany and the work that she's done with several campaigns, including with Eunisses and the city council run for Los Angeles. So Milano, could you pin Estefany to the screen and put her on the spot?
Yeah, this chat is going crazy right now. So
is it everybody laughing at me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's been rigged.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Hey, Jay really has a tear in his eye because this shirt didn't win. I was hearing it all last week.
Stop the steal.
Stop the steal.
Yeah. Stop the steal, y'all. Number 1 won. And the amazing, the cool part about it is y'all should see what Emiliano still has in his bag. We got some.
We got some cool designs there.
stop.
This is just the first shirt though, right? Because organization is gonna grow. We're gonna have all types of shirts and styles for people. So this is just the beginning.
Hey, that part, you are a board member, so you the boss.
Manifestation.
Oh.
All right,
And-
take it away, Jay.
Okay, so once again, we have with us the esteemed Estefany. I read off her bio earlier, and we're honored to be able to have Estefany here in space to be able to talk about some of her community engagement and some of the organizing that she's done in the campaign space. And I'll give her a second to introduce herself and, you know, give a brief opening about herself.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Estefany. Once again, I'm nervous as shit.
It's okay, good, you got it.
I'm so sorry, but you know, well, I've been kind of, you know, the reason why I decided to started doing this work. You know, as a youth, I was kind of failed by the system. I ended up in foster care myself. I ended up in the juvenile system myself. And, you know, all these times I've never actually had a voice, and I was always, you know, oppressed by these types of systems. And for me, like now as growing up, I realized that shit, I can actually use my voice to advocate for myself. Like, so that started giving me the encouragement to start pushing and, you know, making the change in my community and the community that I want to see my kids growing up, and or maybe, you know, everyone else's kids. I want to see them grow up in a community where it's safe and we're, you know, we're able to all be in community. That's what kind of led me to the work that I'm doing and speaking for the ones that can't speak. That's the reason why I'm doing this, and I feel like this is my mission to do this.
Yeah, so I mean, that's an amazing opening. It actually answers our first question, which is, you know, how you've been impacted by the system of incarceration and your involvement in abolition, which it sounds like you want just better, safer communities, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for, you know, your commitments on that, and for, you know, being an outspoken voice and helping to get this work done and accomplished. So what role did you serve on Eunisses City Council campaign, and what did the day-to-day campaign work look like?
Well, I was a canvasser. You know, I was knocking doors, talking to the community. I was placed actually in the community I grew up in. So for me, it was like, oh my God, I'm actually going back to the community I was raised by. And, you know, I know the ins and outs of that community. So just for me, it was just like a walk in my backyard, being able to speak to my neighbors, and speak to the elders and speak to youth, and, you know, basically like educate them on the work that we're doing and the work that Eunisses is trying to bring to the community. Because I know for the community that I went to speak, we didn't have any like communities. We had one community center that got tore down, and it got gentrified, and they built an apartment that the community cannot afford to live in.
Yeah, that's powerful right there. It's always a blessing to be able to do transformational work in your own community, your own space where you grew up. And I know that was amazing in itself, just to be a part of a movement that's about change and about repair, and to do it, you know, in the streets where you grew and the people that you know.
Yeah.
But what about Eunisses' platform and our ideals inspired you to join her campaign?
Reason why I decided to, you know, I've met Eunisses doing the work, you know, with Measure J. I've seen her at the rallies, you know, doing the work and actually speaking up for the community who are like the community, like our community of people who are impacted by incarceration. I've seen her do that work. So I was like, dude, like Eunisses is like the baddest woman I ever met. Like, you know, for me, it's like, I'll knock doors for her again and again, and I'll do the work, you know. she's always been very inspirational for me, and like Eunisses, Taina, just a lot of women I would love to name, they have been very powerful for me, and I'm learning off both of those women. Um, you know, and I mean, that's her values, that also her like not leaving people behind. That for me, that's something that I stick with, not leaving anyone behind.
Yeah, that says a lot, and that's very powerful. Like the ladies that you mentioned, in conversation are, very powerful and pillars within the movement themselves. And so, how were you able to make that connection with the people whose door you knocked on, and about abolition and the movement and structures about care?
Well, I mean, I've knocked several doors, and a lot of people in the beginning didn't want to speak. They just weren't. They were like, "Oh, politics is not for us." Politics. If we vote anyways, it's still gonna affect us, or it won't affect us. There's a lot of people who are just closed about politics because.
No, you good.
No, but I'm just receiving a CDCR call, and this is.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. But a lot of people in our community don't want to vote because at the end of the day, like, they're the ones that always get left out. But for me, I did door knock, several doors, but there was just one particular door where I took the time and I actually spoke to this woman, and she asked several questions, but there was one question that she asked about defunding the police, and I told her, what about the defunding the police? That what about that? Where the Eunisses, and she was like, well, this, she's trying to take away the cops, and for us that's like our safety, But I was just like, are you sure? I mean, that's, police are making us safe. Police are not making us safe. For me, that in my point, I thought police are not making us safe. I told her I grew up in this community. I shared my personal testimonies about what I lived in this community, and the community. By the way, the community I worked, there was in Echo Park and Angelino Heights. That's the area where I was put. And I was able to share, personal testimonies, and then share. And then she started sharing her story, but then she started saying that she was actually impacted by incarceration, and she had a brother who actually passed in prison, in a state prison. So then that's why we both started talking about, IJ and the work that IJ does. But then I always carry material of IJ, and I always pass it out to people within the community. I started passing, literature and stuff like that. But that's kind of what led to her saying that, I will vote for Eunisses, and that's.
Yeah, that's amazing right there. So I want to ask you, what did you learn about movement building from your work, your campaign work? So we know like how movements start off maybe like small, maybe it's just that person in the community who's outspoken, who's like a leader. What did you learn about just movement building, how it works, about the
Well,
nuance?
Eunisses did hire a bunch of people who each individual brought something to the table, and each individual that that were part of her campaign had different types of, just, we all shared what we knew, and like everyone learned from each other. That's something that I did. I learned from each and every one of them. They are amazing. They are like the finest people in LA, I swear. Like all my colleagues were like one of the realest people I ever met in LA, and I really appreciate them. I know there's some here that are watching.
Yeah.
And yeah, like each and every one brought something to the table, and Eunisses did, like, if we needed help learning about certain things that she would, we would have dinners together and watch videos together, learn from people, folks, and stuff like that. It was just grassroots. She did do that for us so we can learn about, like, say, mental health and how mental health impacts incarceration, and how to do like certain things with policy work. And she did a lot of things to bring us together to learn more.
Yes, that's amazing right there. So not only were you movement building, but you were building community as well, right along with it. So has this campaign experience changed your political perspective? If so, how?
Yes, it has, because 2 years ago or 3 years ago, when, I never thought of actually like going through a catalog of voting and who are electing people. I didn't even care. Like, I would just actually like let my grandparents do the work. But now, no, that's not gonna happen. I will do my own research, and I will be engaged with who's gonna be in, sitting in my city council or, state or assembly. I will see who are these people, and then I will educate myself and my community and the people who surround me, like help each other out. Like, if people need help with their voter guide and they need help doing the research, like, I'm here.
Yeah, that's amazing right there. It's like when you realize the fact that you can be able to use your lived experience to change things for the better with your people and friends who are impacted.
Yeah.
What experience or special training, if any, would you say is necessary to be a part of this particular form of movement building? So would you say that you had to go to school, college, trade school, anything else like that to be a part of grassroots movement building?
Did you? Oh, no, we didn't have to be some people do have like education background, but I kind of just learned off my own and reading and engaging with people and just networking.
Yes. So just basically.
I did the Institute of Impact Leaders 12 weeks, and I learned so much there. And I've learned the new word intersectionality, and that's something that I've never even came across with. But now it's like something that, like, it's real.
So you mean to tell me that regular people like me who are systems impacted and formerly incarcerated can work on campaigns and bills?
Yep.
To change our communities for the better? We could do that?
Yes, anyone can do it.
I don't need a Harvard degree or anything like that?
No.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. But yeah, so I mean, I think it's very important to center the fact that, like, we can use our lived experience and that we bring things to the table that others, haven't lived through our experience. The fact that you're able to communicate and center the fact that, for someone who grew up in a neighborhood near you, speak to real life experience and say, hey, if you remember these experiences, if you remember these times, that shows you, where our communities aren't as safe as projected or as the media tells us they are, as law enforcement say, if you give us more money, then, that's your safety. So the fact that you're able to make those connections with lived experience and learned experience to be able to draw the voter to a certain conclusion, and the fact that y'all are able to do it on a massive scale while just connecting and meeting people where they were at. Like, you didn't try to transform them or try to put them in a box. You were able to just meet them face to face and say, hey, this is what we believe and this is why. And when you receive the pushback, your lived experience is what kicked in and be able to push people across the finish line.
Yeah, that's exactly, like, there's people that were trying to like shut the door, and I was like, I was like, you know what? No, I just can't give up on these people. Like, I need to speak to them. Like, I need to get to their ear. I need to talk to them. I need them to hear me, and just pick up a conversation with them. And that's what I did. I just kept pushing. I didn't give up. I didn't give up because, like, my back of my head, I knew that that I'm speaking not just for myself, but I'm speaking for people who I know are impacted and who are sitting in a cell right now, who can't come out and say what they need to say.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the passion right there. That's always going to be able to move mountains. And be able to take down what we perceive to be like insurmountable odds. It's just the passion and building space and community, and being a part of it. So I'm definitely in awe of like your drive and the fact that you were able to use lived experience and love to be able to persevere for something that will benefit the greater good and bring care back to communities and get rid of some oppressive systems, hopefully. So that moves us along to our next question, which is what would you say to the average community member who is considering getting involved in progressive political organizing? So what would you say to the person who, like myself, may not be happy with the current state of things and who's kind of teetering on the edge of being involved politically in movements or bills or other types of political structures that could potentially change the communities?
I mean, what I would say to somebody, just, get involved with like your, if your community has like some type of meetings, get involved and just start showing up and listening. If you don't have questions, just listen and observe the people who are asking questions, just try to stay engaged with your community if possibly. Get engaged with, connect with the, start networking with people who show up to those meetings, or if not, just start networking right here. Just, I don't know like about how your county works or how they do the meetings or wherever everyone's at, but I know that we do here have like, the council people do have monthly meetings and they're supposed to show up. The community is out there trying to get engaged, but that's what I usually do. I just try to stay engaged with my community.
That's amazing right there. Basically just get involved with like-minded folks and point your compass in the right direction and you'll find a way. That's what it seems like I was able to do when I found Initiate Justice, and I know some others as well. So
yeah, Initiate Justice is more, it's safety there. Like, you don't get judged by anything.
Yeah. So do you have any final thoughts, any final words for the group, any thing that's gonna make us smile, anything that's gonna make us cry, anything that's gonna propel us across the finish line? Like
I mean, I think, everyone who knocked the doors, those 67,000 doors that everyone, my colleagues, we all knocked. I'm just like super damn proud of ourselves. Like, I'm proud of our team, and I'm just like, damn, like we did that shit. Like I'm telling you, there's times that we cry, there's times that we sweaty, there's times that we might have like tripped on a step, and like, we actually did this, and like, we're doing it not just for us, but we're doing it for the community and for people who are getting left behind, because in that community, there's a lot of people who are getting left behind. And we're trying to make change and, bring real leadership, not people who sell out their community.
Yes, y'all did that, and shouts out to y'all. Like I can't like vocalize how proud we all are in the abolitionist community of the work that y'all did and the ties that y'all made, and just the commitment that y'all put forth. It's really a labor of love, and I know sometimes it's the people who are most impacted that will be like your harshest allies and people that you have to change over, because they're so far gone into trauma that it's hard for people to see a different way. So I just want to personally thank you for your work and for being in this community, for being a member of IJ Action, for being a community member, for always holding the space, for always operating with love, and for speaking for those who are being left behind and who have found it hard in this life. I myself is one of those people. I'm formerly incarcerated, as you know, and I've been in that dungeon, in those shoes and holes and stuff. So really want to thank you for your work, and I just want to take the time for everybody to give you a round of applause and highlight you for your work.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, everyone.
you. Thank you so much, Estefany. Thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for everything that you do. So, everybody, if y'all could please, just one more time, please give Estefany some love in the chat. Just let her know, how much we appreciate her, how much we love the work that they're doing with Eunisses and all the other progressive candidates who are, trying to return care back to communities. And like, it's just beyond words right now. So really appreciate that sister and the work that they've been able to do. And I think it's important to center the fact that these are just regular people like you or I who know that there's a better way and who want to operate from a position of care instead of punishment, revenge. So it's amazing to see that. And yeah, so yeah, just it's always our goal here at IJ Action to be able to highlight the work that we're doing, in community, that our members are doing, and be able to uplift that, so that way we can continue to multiply it and continue to grow as a community, as staff, as friends, as family. And so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to our membership form in the chat, so that way folks can fill out that membership form. And if you aren't already a member of IJ Action and you would like to become a member, you have an opportunity to fill out the membership form. It's fairly quick. And my colleague Emiliano just dropped it in the chat, so I can, fill it out, or at least bookmark it and save it, and that we can go back to it. But yeah, it's great just to be here, to be in space with y'all, and to be doing some of this community building, this team building. And I just wanted to go over real quickly the committees. So once again, Membership and Outreach Committee meets the third Tuesday of the month, which is next Tuesday. And I could drop the link for that in the chat as well, so that way folks can RSVP. And I'm gonna also have my friend and colleague Adriana Griffith come up to give the update on the PAC committee. So let's see.
This is me walking up. Okay, so not a super huge update, but just some things that we wanted folks to know, to keep in mind coming up. So if you are interested in joining PAC committee, you have the information, you know what your next steps are. So the PAC committee, and that's the Political Action Committee, as Jay said earlier, will be really instrumental in what campaigns, things of that nature that IJ Action will be endorsing, supporting, and things like that moving forward. And so as we said, that the meetings are going to start really, really soon. So next month. So if you want to be involved in that committee, please email Taina and we'll get her information dropped in the chat. But email Taina and just let her know you are wanting to be involved with the PAC, so that you can get all the information once the meeting time and date is scheduled, so you can get all that information to you. We definitely don't want to miss anybody. Super exciting stuff, super exciting work that's going to happen within that committee, as with all. So please, 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 if you're interested, please sign up, email Taina. And then from there, like I said, you'll receive more updated information about dates, times, when and where the committee meets. Did I miss anything?
No, you said it. I think you can walk back to your seat now. So thank you for that. Yeah, the committee. We keep saying PAC committee. I know people are going to get on me later on. So it's the PAC Political Action Committee. Yeah, that's where all the damage is done. That's where the candidates are interviewed. That's where endorsements are presented and voted on. So it's a whole structure that's being developed, and eventually it'll be filtered back to the membership, but we just want to keep everybody abreast of what's going on, and that committee will launch this month. And I will also allow my colleague Emiliano to give the update on communications and fundraising.
Hello, everybody. So my name is Emiliano. I'm the Communications and Data Manager at Initiate Justice Action. I'm developing the communications and fundraising platform that hasn't been done yet, but as soon as it is done, you'll be receiving an email from me. So when you signed up, if you signed up also to be on the Communications and Fundraising Committee, you will be hearing from me sometime next week. And that's all I have. You're on mute, Jay.
Amazing. So, yeah, and also too, everyone who is signed up for membership and outreach, you'll receive communication from me as well as all general members. So that way you all can fill out your membership pledges, which I'll send out. No one has filled it out yet, but I will send those out sometime this week. And most importantly, we have a membership goal that we need to reach by the end of the year. So please tell a friend, please share out. And I'm gonna, yeah, please tell a friend, please share out. And we're going to be dropping the link once again for the membership application in the chat. And if you know someone who's a like-minded person who is an ally, or who's a person that's, you know, on parole, affected by incarceration, we encourage you to invite them to a meeting or come to one of the open committee meetings and be a part of change. And so last but not least, we want to remind y'all that our next general member meeting is Tuesday, August 9th. And we will be dropping the RSVP information for that in the chat as well. And the reason why we do it, you know, in the chat is because it's a little bit easier to do it, you know, right now, especially if you're on a computer, just to jump over real quick. And I have some great news for y'all about that meeting. So fortunately, our amazing executive director should be back, so y'all won't have to listen to me talk for a whole hour, because I'm tired of hearing myself talk. But yeah, our amazing director and MC will be back next month, hopefully, unless she's, you know, out doing abolitionist work again, which I'll be more than happy to step in, you know, because that's what it's about. But yeah, so just want to, you know, once again, thank y'all for coming and for being a part of this. And last but not least, we want to ask if there's any questions. If there are any questions, if there's any comments, if anyone wants to share, if there's anything folks would like covered, you know, please let me know. And you can unmute yourself if it's something personal or private. You can email me, j@ijaction.org, or info@ijaction.org. So if there's any questions, please unmute yourself. Thank y'all. I know I didn't do that good, so stop lying. Any questions for anybody? Okay, I guess we covered it all.
Hey, well, quick question. Who's here for the first time? Just hit your little hand up.
There we go. I see 3.
Oh, welcome, Sadashi.
Sadashi.
Okay, welcome. Everybody, welcome. Well, I highly encourage you to just to sign up for the next member meeting, but also bring somebody, bring a friend, so we can expand this work and everybody can learn about what we're doing. Also, you know, our voice has a lot of power, and Estefany covered it. She covered it pretty well. A lot of people did not believe that Eunisses would be able to win CD District 1 against Gil Cedillo, and man, did she win. So shout out to Estefany, shout out to Eunisses, and yeah, let's get working, because whether or not we're involved with politics, politics is going to be involved in our lives. So I hope y'all get involved.
Yes, and absolutely, and that's a good point. Actually, I challenge y'all. So the call to action, because you know we're trained organizers, and so the call to action for Next month's meeting is I challenge all of y'all to bring at least one friend. Bring one friend to the meeting. And if it's a Zoom link, if it's sitting on the couch together, if it's just, sharing out and asking them to attend for you, just bring one friend and hopefully they could be inspired. So, Catherine, do you have a question? I know you were signaling that you were a new member. We encourage you to fill out the application. Andy, you have a question? Go ahead and unmute.
I have a question. How do I go about, because I got a club in my college and I would like to bring y'all in or maybe have a Zoom thing, but I want to know how we go about it, basically, to talk to the students and basically get them involved. And if I could get my club involved and bring y'all in as speakers, and what would it take to be able to do all that, or to table in my college if I could get permission for y'all to table?
Absolutely. We appreciate that. And we always welcome any opportunities like that, especially with folks who are allies or potential allies or impacted folks. So what you would do is just email me, j@IJAction. I'm the community organizer, so I'll be able to set that up and get approval first and be able to set it up once it's approved, along with working with you on the college side, getting approval from the college side. So thank you, brother. Denise, you had a question? I don't know. Any more questions? You can go ahead and unmute. Okay. So, yeah, did anybody want to say anything before we part? Any burning desires or any messages or anything? Any encouragements? Anything that they feel like that needs to be said?
Thank you, Jay, for facilitating tonight. You did amazing.
I appreciate you. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, so I guess we're going to be hopping off a couple minutes early. And let me stop the recording.